In this life, we gotta go through some things. We gotta go through some trials. We gotta go through some pain. We gotta go through some storms. We gotta go through some rain. This world can drive you insane, but I thank God for everything. I thank God for my life and the sins He's forgiven. Could never ever forget when I was pregnant in prison, when I was down on my luck for making terrible decisions. He had it all worked out. He had a beautiful vision. I thank God every day. Good morning, beautiful people. Roy the Rap here coming to you with the word of the day. I want to speak on verses related to truth because at the end of the day, there's nothing like knowing truth and walking in your truth. And with that being said, I want to start off by saying this. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, according to John 14:6. And I'm going to say this again. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and there's no other truer statement than that, okay? And with that being said, the word of the day, John 8:32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. This verse highlights Jesus speaking to those who believe in Him, emphasizing that abiding in His word is a prerequisite for truly knowing the truth that brings freedom from sin and spiritual bondage, okay? And this is also a promise, okay? This verse contains a promise of freedom that comes from a profound knowledge of the truth, okay? Knowing truth, having truth, and walking in your truth leads to ultimate freedom. And at the end of the day, there's nothing like being free, okay? Free from bondage, free from sin, and just ultimately just free, okay? This freedom is not automatic. It comes to those who continue in Jesus' word, meaning they are true disciples who live by His teachings, okay? Knowing this truth will lead to freedom from sin and a new way of life. This freedom is not just intellectual, but a result of a committed relationship with Christ, where His truth transforms your character and daily life, okay? Jesus, once again, Jesus is the way. And when you find Jesus, when you walk with Christ, you will learn the truth, okay? And you will learn that that truth will set you free, okay? And when you find your truth, you know your truth, stand on it, okay? Live by it, walk in it, okay? It's nothing like being free. It's nothing like knowing your truth. And it's nothing like having a relationship with God, having a relationship with Jesus, walking with Jesus, okay? And I just want to keep it real short and simple, okay? Short, sweet, and simple. The truth will set you free, okay? So anybody out there walking with Jesus, walking with Christ, continue doing that. Continue to stay the course and walk in your truth, spread your light, okay? I want you guys to take this stand on it. I love you. God loves you more. Roy the Rap, and I'm out. So,
So you know what?
congratulations
It's
to you.
crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's a bold move. Listen, I do not fit in what would be called their political box.
I already
I'm not
know.
like them. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not like them. So with
and
me
that's
not
what I
being like
love.
them, I stepped out on faith and I did it. No
Mm.
one can tell me what my destiny is. I knew as a child I always been into politics.
Oh
I wanted to
man,
go to law school. And I
yeah.
told Rebecca, I said, look, I'm gonna be transparent. I wanted to go to law school as a kid. All my siblings, there's seven of us, they all went to college. I'm the
Who's
only one went
seven?
to jail. I'm the only one went to jail. So, so I really wanted to go to law school, but I rebelled so much and I was in the streets. So I didn't pursue that. But I did become an advocate. So I would do work in the community. I'm the girl that had the sign on protesting on the front line and do
Love
what I
it,
could to help my community. And so
love
when I
it.
was asked to run, well, I was on a housing authority board first, which I'm currently still on. When I
Mm-hmm.
was asked to run for council, I'm like, I'm gonna hurt one of these folks. Look, I'm saved,
Yeah,
but I ain't no punk.
yeah.
So,
And that's what sets you apart right there, especially in positions and in going into positions like that, you gotta be like how you are right now. Just yeah, you saved, but you're not soft.
I'm,
That's how I am. I'm saved, but I ain't soft. Now don't try it.
yeah, and people
Um,
think that. People think when you transition over and get that street residue off of you, that you're supposed to be allowed to, people to walk over you. And
I'm
sometimes
telling
God
you.
will tell now, sometimes God will say, look. Because I get that. I've been getting that a lot lately. So lately I've been getting stand still and know that I'm God. I kept putting my hands in it. And I said, I'm not in the streets anymore. So we can't fight like that no more. And
Man,
so
you got to
I
fight in the
began to
spirit.
pray. And I heard God tell me that. And I said, Lord, come on. But they coming for me and they doing this and they playing dirty, God. And you want me to just sit here and take it? And
Right.
I know I got to do it for his glory. And sometimes in this season, it's, we go through these transitions in our life. It's very uncomfortable.
It is. Oh my
Oh,
God. It
it's
is
so
very
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable that it's not even but the fact that it's uncomfortable, that's what lets you know that you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Because we
Hmm.
can't how we can't really operate in greatness in our comfort zone. So when
That's
we get
right.
uncomfortable and step out of our comfort zone, that's when we get into, that's when God we can hear God more and know,
Yes,
and everything like that. So I mean, I'm gonna
that
tell you
is
right now, I took a little
amazing.
sneak peek. I listened to a little bit of the interview with you and Jersey Doll. I learned a little bit. I read a few things, and so I know just a little bit, but once again, I'm very proud of you. You got the right
Thank you.
attitude. You got
Thank
the
you.
hey, I don't play attitude. I done
I'm
been through
not
some
playing with them.
things, and you're not about to. We need people like we need you, Crystal.
Listen,
Crystal, we need you. And then you're in Plymouth, North Carolina.
I am
Um,
small little
that's
towns, little town on the map.
that's awesome.
Um,
So man, I ride well. So I don't know if they tell you I'm a CEO. And I have a location in Kinston, North Carolina.
oh
Now I don't
wow,
know if you ever heard of Kinston.
I have.
There's so many cities in North Carolina. Do you
Uh-huh.
know how far Kinston is from Plymouth? Or
Kinston is about an hour from us.
about an hour, okay.
Yeah, it's an
All
hour
East
from us.
North Carolina. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, so I work during the week in Kinston, North Carolina, and I see some of those areas out there just in Kinston. So when I did the
Mm-hmm.
research on Plymouth, which I've never heard of Plymouth, and I did some of read about the history of that town, it blew my mind. And so, and I want you to tell me a little bit more because when even the one part she told me about just in getting a little bit of education about Plymouth, about it, and I know I didn't want to go directly into this, but
It's fine. It's
it's on my
okay.
mind now.
It's okay. Go ahead.
All I remember, and I'm not reading it right now, I'm just kind of going off memory, that it was a black massacre there back in the day.
It was.
It
It
was.
was. It was a Plymouth massacre, and that's some of the history that of course, our president is trying to close up, but as well as here. So when you come here, people didn't know this. They didn't know this. A lot of this history that you see coming through our towns, a lot of it is Civil War historical things. And so
Yeah.
they don't talk about the Plymouth Massacre. They don't talk about this was an underground railroad, monument in places here. So they don't talk about the core of, I mean, I met some wonderful people along the years that were participating in the civil rights movement here when the Klan walked the streets downtown and, their businesses were stolen. And I work with a pastor now, and she was telling me when she was in her mother's womb when they flipped the car over. And
Oh,
so
God.
the race, it's real. The racism is real. I never, believe it or not, I never experienced it to this extreme. So that's what I'm fighting against now. And I have to be firm.
Yeah.
I can't go on a meeting ever and say I want, I had to fight for a community center. So
And,
even though there's a lot of other things that's going on in this town that they're allowing being to be done, there's not in compliance. And you're telling me we can't have a community center, but you want gang violence to stop.
oh
And
my God.
yeah, but it's happening. I don't take no for an answer. So
I can
um,
tell you right now, I see that God is shaping you and molding you. And I just see,
thank
and
you,
I'm very proud of you. I'm saying this right now, because I'm
thank
just
you,
learning about you, and I'm gonna be following you from here on out. And
thank
I'm
you.
just saying it right, speaking in the this is right now. I'm just very excited to see your transition and how you grow and how you handle things in a more um calm,
Professional.
professional,
Yeah,
and let God lead you. Let God lead you. And
I
there's certain
will.
things that, oh my God, the enemy will try us and try to get us out of character so much through our people, our own people. And I
Uh-huh.
can imagine, but like I said, with you being in politics, how the things
Yeah.
that you're going through. So let me ask you a couple questions, if you
Sure.
don't mind.
No, it's
What
fine.
is,
Yeah, I'm really,
yeah, you have a voice already. I mean, wow,
I played no
So
games.
yeah,
I
you
don't. I
right.
don't. I came in kicking the doors and I didn't mean to.
Man,
And
let's
so what's
go.
going on right now in this town, from what I'm being told all around, it's never been done. And so I'm like, God, I didn't mean to shake up
Right.
the atmosphere. I didn't mean for all this to go on. And I asked my colleague the other day, I said, nobody ever challenged the system? She said, never. You're the first historically ever to challenge
Wow.
them. And I was feeling bad for the war that's going on and the racism coming out. And she said, no, it
See,
had to be done. So I know now that I'm in what's called the birthing season.
birthing season, absolutely,
That's
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
calling it, the
seeing.
birthing season.
Yes,
And I
and
know that
God is,
now
oh
it's bigger
God,
than me. At
I,
first,
it,
I thought it was about me, but now I'm learning that it's bigger than me.
yeah, it
This
is
thing is
much
bigger
bigger.
than me. It is.
Absolutely. That's
It
why I
is.
said we need you once again, and I'm proud of you
Thank
in
you.
advance, and congratulations in advance because we claim these things, okay?
Amen.
It is, like I said, some things that I didn't see myself getting into. That I said I didn't know God was calling me to ministry, but here we are. Let me ask you this, okay? And so that means, being that, if elected, you will be the first female African American mayor in the history of the town. And I can't
Mhm.
imagine where you can go from there once you get that position. That's amazing, and that's awesome. And I wish you the most. So, what inspired you to be a voice for the community that you live in?
It was personal. It was things I went through in my own personal life.
As
And there it was personal. This has been personal for me because there were things that were going on in my own personal life. Listen, I went through domestic violence.
mm,
My husband like took me out of here. So
mm,
I was again I was in gangs, so it was different things I experienced in my life and there were no resources.
wow,
There were no resources. So when I
that's another.
transitioned over and people just like me were coming to me for help, because I was doing ministry right out my apartment and the
Wow,
project right out my apartment. And they were coming for help and there was no resources.
yeah.
I couldn't
and,
call
and
anybody.
that'll put you on survival mode right there. When you operate in a survival mode, hey, anybody can get it. You go do what you got to do. And
Know
I
it.
did hear you say that you was the only one out of seven that went to jail.
I
Um,
was.
I've been incarcerated. I've been to
Oh,
prison
wow.
myself, so I can tell you right now, I can relate to you on that. And
Yeah.
so, that so you got a story, and that's
True.
and thank God that God gave you the grace and mercy to come out of those things. And
Hmm.
especially coming up, I know that you said you're army brat, or is it
I
army?
am an army brat. I am an army brat. And my parents took us all over this world. They lived here and growing up and they were poor. And so my parents got married when they were 15. My father joined the military and they never came back. So I lived all over the world. I was born in Germany. And so
Oh,
coming here, I came here in the summer, but it was a culture shock to me. I didn't see some of the things that my cousin were privy to experience. My parents didn't want us to be that way. And, I thank God for them. They're deceased now. I thank God for them, but I know that I gave them a run for their money because we moved back to
yes,
Plymouth. I'm seeing all this stuff. And I'm
right.
always a rebel, so I'm seeing is the gangbangers. And then I'm in the country and I'm coming the last place we were stationed was South Dakota. So these country girls was trying me. So I had to fight.
Yes, I could
So
imagine.
I had to fight all the time. But to be honest, it the, we got to tell the truth. The street it gave me a rush. It gave me a
Mm-hmm.
rush. The street life did give me a rush. So I did a lot of things 25 years ago when I was in the streets that I'm not proud of now, but it's a part of my testimony. So I am the
Yeah.
only one out of my siblings. They went to college. I was, I got, and they're all we. I was talking to my sister last night, and I said it's crazy because we all do community based work. My eldest, she was a nurse. My sister, she passed a year or so ago, but she was
God
a
bless.
teacher. I got
God
another
bless.
sister that works with at risk youth in Virginia. My sister in Durham is a social worker. My brother went in the military as well. It's only one boy out of six girls. And my
Wow.
baby sister works in the Department of Corrections, but she's not
Wow.
just one of those regular COs. She's one of those rehabilitation type. You're not going to come home to nothing. You're going to come home. We're going to get you rehabilitated.
God
So it's
bless
just
her.
always been in the spirit of my family. And I didn't realize
Absolutely.
it until I got into politics.
I know
And
your
so I know
parents.
that I'm truly walking into what I've
Yeah.
always wanted to do.
Yeah, this is where you're supposed to
It
be. I
is.
can tell you right now because
It is.
you a live wire, and you know what I'm saying, and you ain't, I can tell right now you ain't backing down easy. You know what I
No.
mean? You go put up a fight, and that's like I said, we need strong black women like you that has a story, that has been through things. I know your parents in heaven are smiling down on you right now.
I
And
hope
so if
so.
you didn't make them proud as far as not being being the first one to go to jail and everything like that, then you are definitely making up for it a thousandfold right now with what you're doing, and that's commendable. Okay,
Thank you.
running for mayor. Oh my God, that's
Crazy, right?
we're not
That's
talking
crazy.
about. I'm
A
trying to
second
think of
seat in council, run it again, a second term in council.
it.
This girl had the nerve to put her name on the ballot for the mayor. And I didn't
The
even realize
mayor.
it was historical. I didn't even realize it was historical. Crazily, I've been working crazily. I got my
Amen.
hands in everything out here. Your streets backed up, I'm coming.
Yeah,
Your house is dilapidated, I'm on my way.
there you
So
go.
anything the community needs, I'm there. And then I have a group that comes to my home on Saturdays to some girls that I minister to. For pain is we call it pain for purpose. So I'm super
Wow.
busy. So I didn't
Did you say
realize,
pain for perfect?
oh
Pain
yeah, I
for
believe
purpose?
yes, I believe my pain is building purpose.
Oh,
I
Crystal,
believe that I truly do.
let me write
Don't
this.
tell me you wrote that. Don't tell me you wrote that down too.
So let me tell you this. I just released an album. I'm not gonna say my first album, but but the name of my latest album is called Pain into Power. It's 7 songs, and it's a little bit about my testimony on it. So I have to send you, when we get off the camera, the link to my website, or just send you the link, so you can go check,
Yes.
look me up on Apple Music. But it's Pain into Power, and you said Pain for Purpose, which is kind of like the same thing. I
Yeah.
so like I know that it can go one or two ways when you're dealing with pain. You can let it take you under, or you can let it mold, let that fire
Oh,
sharpen you into a diamond, and
mhm,
you shine, use it to shine, and let it be purpose and power. And
mhm.
you have turned your pain into power.
I have.
So, oh my God, I
Mhm.
love the
Amen.
connection. I
Glory
love the
be to
connection
God.
to speak with you, a woman that's very like-minded like me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really want to go to freestyle a little bit on this interview, and just like kind of let you
Do you?
talk,
Let's do it.
we're two women in leadership. So we got a few things in common, because I was a young mother as well. Now I gave my first daughter. I was 18 when I was pregnant. I delivered her at 19, so I was a teen mom. I didn't marry young, but I did get married, and I've been divorced. So when you say, are you still married?
Well, actually, I was married twice.
Okay,
um,
that's fine. Yeah,
I had my first child at 16, my
you're
daughter.
60. Okay.
And then I had a son at 17, right? Like May 1st, 96, May 7th, 97.
Oh
And then
wow,
I married their dad. And so I married him when I was 18. And that lasted about 3, 4 years because of domestic violence.
wow.
Um,
Yeah,
he
thank
stabbed
God
me
you made it
seven
out of that.
times. Oh yes, he stabbed me 7 times. I like to been out of here. And
Jesus,
so
hey, and happy congratulations, because it's domestic violence month as well. So
mhm,
you need to put some purple on sometime this month and
yeah,
rock
I
it.
got to.
Congratulations, okay, for being a survivor of many
Yes.
things.
I said, Lord, when I left with nothing.
Hmm.
I walked out with nothing. I'm talking about living on my daughter's couch, nothing. And I rebuilt and I started over. That's what I was telling her yesterday. When I was asked to run for council, I was going through a divorce. I was homeless.
Ooh,
For the first, I've been on my own since I was like 15 years old. And I'm like, I'm homeless, when I walked out with nothing. And then here goes somebody say, you should run for council. Can you advocate for me in this housing complex? Because they were about to lose our house. And I'm looking at them like, look, I don't even got a home. Nobody knew
oh
what I
my
was going through
God,
behind the scenes when I actually
right.
ran for council. And when I ran, I had no money. I ended up getting an apartment, but I had no money to even put campaign signs out.
Look
All
at
I had was
God.
250 rat cards and
Look,
faith.
look
So I
at
just
God.
walked. I
We
just
walk by
walked and I
faith and
talked to
not by
people.
sight. Look at
That's all
God,
I
because
did.
guess what? When you're doing what God, when you say yes to God, and you be obedient to what God tells you to do,
Hmm.
God will provide everything that you need, because His purpose will be done.
Yep.
God will, when we say yes, and when we say yes to our calling and our purpose, God, what I'm saying, oh, His will, God gonna make it happen.
It's
Um,
going to happen. Whether we like
God's
it or
will will
not,
be done.
His
And
will
so
be done.
did I hear you clearly when you said you were homeless when they asked you to run for
I
council?
was. No one knew that. A girl reached out to me again. I said I was an advocate for people in the community. So a girl reached out to me and said, "Listen, we living in this housing complex. Um, a lot of families are about to lose their homes." So I'm like, "Okay,
And
can
you
you
were,
help us?" I got up, I got dressed, I went, and I was, my husband. We were. divorcing. So I had put everything into my marriage. So where am I go? I didn't have anywhere to go. He moved to another county, and so where am I go? I gave my home up to be with him, and I'm like, where am I gonna go? So I ended up moving in with my daughter. I was living with my daughter at the time when I ran for council, so I didn't even have a home at the time, and no one knew,
Oh
and
my
so finally when
goodness.
I got a home, um, I'm like, hold up, God, this what you want me to do? I'm moving and I'm starting my life over and I gotta, I'm gonna help these
God's
people.
something else, isn't he? I'm
Listen, he
telling
ain't
you.
no joke. He ain't no joke.
He,
I said,
and,
listen, I cannot do this. I'm gonna take this last case and I'm gonna help these folks and put them somewhere. And I'm gonna petition for, lawsuits and start there because I wanted to be a lawyer. So I started their deposition and all these things for them to get a suit. And they won actually. And so I'm gonna do this and I'm not taking on nothing else. And then when counsel came to me, I'm like, come on now. I cannot, I'm not in a position financially, mentally, or spiritually to run for this. I'm not. And then
and
my
that's
opponent, the man I was running against, again, I'm regular Crystal. So this guy I'm running against, he's like a pastor, a principal, a president of this and a president of that. And I'm like, God, it
you
can't
the
be this,
the
man.
underdog, and that's why I consider
Mhm.
myself, even though I'm growing and what I have going on, I consider myself still the underdog.
The underdog.
And that is going to give you the greatest story when you overcome and you beat, I mean, that when you overcome and things, how it happens, when it happens,
Mhm.
that's what's going to make you even more
And
powerful.
girl, you about to make me cry right now. But I was like, when I look back over my life,
Mm.
what
It's a
he brought
song for
me
that.
from.
When you look back over my life and all the things
Yeah.
that you've been through, our soul cries out,
My soul cries
hallelujah.
out. You
Oh
just don't know
man.
where it brought me from. And I came from a place, girl, you about to make me cry. Because I think about that all the time because
You
I'm
can.
grateful. I'm so grateful because I know that I've been in some dark places. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that, I'm one that someone would look over all the time. And then what God is turning me into, this is going to be historical. This is not about me. Um, when I messed around and found out I had an anointing over my life, um, it's been a hard, being chosen is not fun.
It's not.
It's not fun. It's
No.
it's a lonely life,
It
it's a lot of
is.
heartbreak, it's a lot of disappointment.
It
And
is. It
to know
is.
when he told me to run for mayor, I'm like, listen, these folks trying to kill me, Lord, and you say I can't do nothing back. And and then when I found out it was historical, because I've been so busy, didn't realize it. Oh, my soul, I was just crying in tears. And I said, God, me. You chose me, so it's a blessing. It's a
Yes.
blessing to use me in this process. It's a blessing to use me for your glory. It's a blessing for me to pave the way for somebody
Amen.
else. It's
To
a
break
blessing.
down these
Give it to me.
barriers. To break
Give it
down
to
these
me. I
barriers
take
for,
it.
God
I'll
bless
take
you.
it all. Just give it
Yeah.
all. I'll take it. And I said, look, what I'm going through anyway. Go ahead and give me a double portion. I'm taking it anyway.
There you go.
So
Double for your
I take it
trouble.
all the
God
time.
got you. God got you. And I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you, this is the name of the show. I can do all things. I can do all
Listen,
things through Christ because Christ is gonna give you strength, and you're a very strong, black, powerful woman. And I can't imagine a year from now just looking into your story, seeing where you are now, just continuing to break down barriers. And once
I
again, I
appreciate you.
appreciate the time and just want to let you know that I am praying for you once again that
Thank
God
you.
dispatches his angels of assignment
Yes,
on
God.
your campaign and that God brings you into, as you enter in this season. I know this is a new season for you, that God continues to bless you and allow you to just move on his behalf and bring everything
Yes,
is for his
God.
glory. And thank
Yes.
you in advance for the people that you're helping and the people that you're impacting. And may God bless you that you didn't let your situations from the past turn you bitter. But you just you bringing God the joy, and that's what God wants us to do. So,
Amen.
congratulations,
Thank
congratulations,
you.
congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
see a mayor, right?
Amen.
I'm looking at a young black
Amen.
mayor and a
That's right.
history maker at that. Okay,
Amen,
so
God.
salute to you, Crystal.
Thank you.
God bless you. I gotta find you on social media and add you somewhere on one of my platforms
And thank
and
you.
exchange information and support your campaign. So
Thank
you
you.
gotta send me. That's why I gotta look you up so I can find some way to support you. Okay?
Okay. And we would love to have you here. You said you perform, you have music. So we
Yeah.
got this wonderful building and it's a stage in there. So
Really?
you can come out and do a concert in Plymouth. Yes, with a stage
Oh,
that built. It's under construction right now, our community center as we speak. But yeah, we would love to have you come and perform in Plymouth.
I
Yes.
just lit up. And so, cause I the last time I performed, it was in Nashville, North Carolina. I mean, no,
Wow.
Greenville, North
Green.
Carolina. Oh,
Uh-huh.
at Nash's Hot Chicken, at the place in Greenville. You know where Greenville,
Uh-huh.
North
Uh-huh.
Carolina is.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that was a few months. It was about 3, 4 months ago. So I'm overdue for to perform.
That's
So
all
let me
right.
know. We gotta
I
we
will.
gotta add each other and just let me
I
know.
will.
And the doors would open for both of us. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless you, and I appreciate your time. Okay.
Thank you for
And
having me.
absolutely. And you take care now, okay?
You too. You have a blessed
God
rest of
bless
your
you. You
day.
too.
Thank you so much. It's been a
You.
pleasure.
The
Yeah,
pleasure's
I do
as
not. This
well.
is not over. This is the Beyond Politics and Interviews. You will hear from me again.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
And the
link up
pleasure's
with you.
all mine. So I'm nice to meet you, my sister. Okay, we will be in touch, okay?
All right. You have a blessed one.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Tired of old school cable internet slowing you down? Let Tech Savvy Sales and Marketing Group help you make the switch. We are a leading provider of internet, home automation, security, and TV services, offering high-speed solutions tailored to your needs. Thanks to partnerships with top providers like AT&T Fiber, Vivint, Kinetic Windstream, Brightspeed Fiber, and DirecTV, we can connect you with amazing deals. For example, switching from Spectrum Cable to AT&T Fiber can boost your upload speeds by up to 25 times, providing plenty of bandwidth for smart home devices, streaming, gaming, and work. No more lag or slowing down. Our highly trained professionals offer free personal consultations, and unlike other providers, we go above and beyond with direct communication and doorstep visits to find the best solution, tailored to your exact needs. Call us today to schedule your free consultation or visit our website for more information on our services.
Rising from the Shadows is a wellness brand that is dedicated to helping people become whole, focusing on self-love, self-help, and self-awareness. Whatever part of the journey you're on, you can live each day intentionally according to God's purpose. Visit risingfromtheshadows.net and also find swag to lift your spirit. That's risingfromtheshadows.net.
In this life, we gotta go through some things. We gotta go through some trials. We gotta go through some pain. We gotta go through some storms. We gotta go through some rain. This world can drive you insane, but I thank God for everything. I thank God for my life and the sins He's forgiven. Could never ever forget when I was pregnant in prison, when I was down on my luck for making terrible decisions. He had it all worked out. He had a beautiful vision. I thank God every day for this life that I'm living. Being able to make a way to provide for my children. I won't stop till I run up 1,000,000. And when I run up 1,000,000, then I'ma run up 1,000,000,000. Don't believe me, just watch. You witnessing the top notch. And I'm gon' shine cause it's my time like the hands on the clock. As long as God is my rock, number one is my spot. I reinvented myself. Used to be cold, now I'm hot. About my past I forgot, but I could never forget. Cause I don't live there anymore like an evicted tenant. So when you speak on my name, put me up there with the greatest. Cause I ain't gon' stop no matter what. Nothing but love for my hate. In this life, we gotta go through some things. We gotta go